Hey gang, well that was a different solo, a little jazzy, smooth. That was Lionel Richie's Hello, the solo to that. I was on Facebook the other day, which I rarely am, and I saw that my high school reunion had passed and I missed it and didn't even know about it. Felt kind of sad about that. 30 years. Anyway, it made me feel old. But the other thing it did was it brought back all these memories from high school and things like that. Of course, Lionel Richie pops up. And this song in particular, I always loved the guitar playing in it and the smoothness. All right, so anyway, we're going to have a little fun. We'll do this one. And, you know, you can learn it, and then people will even think you maybe know a little bit about jazz. All right. Anyway, enjoy. Okay, guys and gals, let's go over this note for note. Before we do, two things. One is, let's talk about the sound briefly. Simple, put your amp as clean as possible, use the neck pickup on your guitar, and roll off the treble a little bit on your tone knob on the guitar if you've got that, and that'll give you a bit of a jazzy sound. Good enough. Alright, now the chords. Now the main part of the song is this progression, basically. A minor with a G bass, A minor with an F bass, also known as F major 7th chord, and then a G major, which I'm altering to make it a 9th chord. And that's what the solo's over. But there's also a transition at the end to the main part of the song, or to the bridge in the song, which is pretty neat, involving, so most of the solo is going to be in A minor, but there's a transition in the very last bit that arpeggiates an A major chord ending up on a D note, which is the chord that's the bridge. All right, and I'll show you how that goes. So the last one will go like this. That's the A major. That's at the end, okay? And then here's the rest. Here's the bridge part. D minor, G, that's a C major to F, B flat to E, A minor to a walk up to a C major, and then it repeats. And then you're back to the main part of the song. Alright. Alright. Should have used the cough button on that. Alright, here we go. Here's the solo. Let's play that first part, okay? Alright. So again, as I said, that was an A minor. So this is all in the 5th position. Let me play through the notes of that A minor scale in the 5th position just briefly so you can see it. I'll play it slowly, but... Alright. So you'll see that that's what we're doing here. Alright, here's the part. Here's the solo. We're going to start with the 7th. The first note starts on the 7th, on the 5th, and then on the 4th. We'll walk up on the 3rd with the 4, 5, and 6. And then on the 5th, on the 2nd string, we'll play the 5th, and then we'll have a pattern here that's going to be prevalent. So it sounds like this. And here's the pattern that we're going to play. In the scale, we're going to play adjacent notes going up and then coming down 2 and then going up 1 again. So it's like this. That's going to happen a lot in this solo. So this one happens to be in this position. It goes 5, 6, then 3rd string 7th, 5 on the 2, and then 3rd string 5 going to the 7th, and then end up on the 4. Again, that pattern is... Now sometimes I choose to jazz it up a little bit by doing hammer-ons and slides. Okay, that's just your preference. You can certainly play it straight. Okay, great. The last line is this right here. So that one is simply pulling off from on the 3rd string, 5th to 4, play the 7th, skip a string, go up to the 2nd, and play the 5th, and then end up on the 3rd string 7th. And the only thing that I would ornament that with is I try a little bit of an ornamentation to do that one on the 2nd string, that 5th. So it's like this. Here's the whole line. All right. Here's the second line. All right. This one shifts up to the 7th position for most of it, although he's going a little bit between that and the 5th position. Anyway, here's the thing that starts out with. He'll start out on the 9th on the 3rd string and play this pattern where he goes to the 10th on the 2nd. So like this. And that just sets up the same pattern that we had before right here. But we're going to play it up a little bit. So we'll play 7th on the 1st. So that's 7, 8, 10 on the 2nd, 7 on the 1st, then 8, 10 on the 2nd, and then finally 9th again. And slide into that 9th. So it sounds like this. Then you're going to play a double stop. By slide, you're going to play that 9th and the 8th, but you're going to slide up to it. Play that 3 times. Come down to the 5th on the 3rd. And that one is simply 5th, hit the 7th, slide up to the 9th. 8th on the 2nd, and then end up on the 7th on the 3rd. Like so. Here's that whole line again. All right. Here's the last little bit, and the last little bit is in octaves, which is pretty cool. If you've never played octaves before, here's a very, very brief tutorial on them, okay? They're notes that are separated by, basically they're the same tone, but separated by a whole scale in between, if you will. This one happens to be a D octave. And I'm playing from this D on the 3rd, oops, no, a G octave, sorry. Sorry, an A octave. I'm playing this A on the 4th string, 7th fret, and the A on the 2nd string, 10th fret. And you'll find that when you're playing between octaves, notice that I'm playing on the 4th string and 2nd string, so I'm skipping a string. And when you play them together, the hardest part, whether you're playing with the thumb, as a true jazzer would do it, or you play it with your pick, the hardest part is not playing that middle note. You want to kind of play like this. But you try and deaden it. I essentially used this part of my fleshy finger on the 1st to deaden that to deaden that stuff up. Now, Wes Montgomery was the guy who kind of, I don't know if he invented it, but he really brought it to a new art form, and of course it was copied a lot by Hendrix and others. Anyway, if you don't have it in your arsenal, put it in. On the first and third strings, octaves are separated by 3 frets. On the second and fourth, they're also separated by 3 frets. And on the on the third and fifth, they're separated only by 2 frets. So you're playing with your first and your third finger, and same with the fourth and the sixth. All right. So anyway, quick tutorial on that. This one is going to be like this. Here's the line that we're going to learn. Okay, now there's a little pickup with this note, with this octave, which is based on the A on the 7th or the A on the 10th fret, 2nd string, whichever way you want to think about it. But let's think about this line just right here. That's the strong part of it. So that's going to be, you're going to play on the 12th to the 13th. Again, that's the octave, right? And back to the 12th, then the 10th to the 12th. Okay, and then you're going to play the one on the 8th, which is a C, and kind of slide it down to the 7th and back up to the 8th. And then play the one from the 2nd string, 10th. So it's going to sound like this. Well, that was a bad octave. And then you'll play this one sliding down to the 8th and back up to the 10th. Whole thing sounds like this. Okay? That's it. And the only thing is there's a little pickup note that starts on the 10th, the octave for the 10th, so it goes like this. That's how it works. If you skip that one, nobody will know, nobody will care. The melody line that's important to get is this one. Right? All right. Here's the last part. That's just something that we learned before, right? So I'm not going to repeat that. You already know how to do that. And then finally, over that A major chord, the following is played. And that last note right there, the octave based on the D on the 10th fret, on the first string 10th fret, is over a D minor chord. So that's why that works. If you think about it, it's... So all of this is, all the first notes are basically an A major arpeggio. All right, but you're not playing all of them. You're starting on this one right here and ending up on a D minor. All right, so let's go through exactly what that is. So in this case, we're starting with 2 octaves that are starting on the 5th and 3rd strings. That's the hardest part of this line, is you're going to have to go from octaves on the 5th string to the 4th string to the 3rd string, and it's going to require you to shift a little bit. Okay, so the first one is based on this note right here. Okay, the 5th string, 4th fret, which is a, what is that, a C sharp. Second one is this one right here, which is based on the 7th fret, 5th string, which is an E. Now this one, which is based on the 4th string, 7th fret, which is an A. And now this one, which is based on 3rd string, 6th fret, which is a C sharp. You would have seen that note in this one. Okay. Then the one based on this note right here, which is the 9th fret, 3rd string, which is an E. And then finally ending up on this one, 7th fret, which is a D. Okay? Whole thing together sounds like this. A little bit sped up. Need to practice that one. I need to practice that one myself. Play it over and over until you get it smooth. All right, that's the whole thing. Let's play it one more time slowly, and I think we'll get it. And that's it. All right. See you on down the road, guys. Hope you enjoyed this one. Got a little bit jazzy today.